JustDo is now running on a lot of different companies, including big enterprises, and it was built with Meteor. Today, we're going to talk here with one of the founders of this product, Daniel, to figure out how this project came to life, why they chose Meteor to build it, and what are the greatest challenges they have around it, both from the business and from the tech perspective. So let's dive into it.
So I'm Daniel Shkouri, and in JustDo, I'm serving as the CTO and co-founder of the company. We started around 2015, so we're almost 10 years around. From the beginning, we've been working with Meteor, and we're very pleased with the decision. We're very happy to be part of this community, and by the fact that Meteor is still around and that we're doing this interview, to me, it means that the choice was good. We didn't, because if we chose AngularJS, I think that now we would look a bit outdated. But with Meteor, I feel that we're still relevant, it's still there. And I believe that the community should grow. I would put it in these terms, that it should grow.
And it is growing. That is
Great.
Yeah. Daniel, right now you are in Cambodia, and that's why you have this thematic background behind you, right?
Right. Yes. Part of the vibe of being in Cambodia, I recommend. It's a good place for digital nomading. Okay, so the JustDo is based. The company is based in USA, registered as a company in the USA, but a lot of the development is taking place from Hong Kong. So, and that's my official base. I'm just now, traveling a bit, digital nomading as I do that, and enjoying the experience.
So Daniel, what exactly is JustDo, man? Explain me a little bit about the product.
So I actually think that it's best to demonstrate by demoing it, because it's so straightforward that it will speak for itself. So JustDo is a source available project management platform. Okay, we went source available not that far ago. I'll go into the details of what led to that decision later on in this talk. In a nutshell, it is a project management software, and it's integrated with AI. So when we demonstrate it, we usually ask to think about an idea of things that you're managing in your day-to-day life. Now I'll just go with something, unless you want to suggest a prompt for something to manage.
I want to manage my podcast episodes.
All right, a podcast, blogging. Let's go with that. So here we go, choose a podcast topics, the kind of flows that you would expect from a podcast. Okay, but what we do here is just to create like a structure for the tasks. I clicked on create, and now we'll go to the actual application. What we've seen a moment ago, that was like just the landing page, and it's not where the users actually manage their tasks. What we see here is JustDo. These kind of boards, we call them JustDo. The tasks that were shown in the AI are here. Okay, so here's the choose the podcast topic, set up a blog platform, and so on. It has pretty much anything you would expect from project management software. Setting priorities, inviting other people to manage together with you, adding more tasks, adding subtasks. Because it's integrated with AI, then even things like elaborating on tasks can be automated. So I could click here and think for fun ideas, then it can come up with ideas for us and create them as subtasks. We have dozens of plugins. I'll give some example. We have Gantt charting, risk management, Kanban, really everything that people would expect. Okay, but with a very modern and real-time kind of environment, and obviously we're dealing with Meteor here. So if I'll duplicate that thing, so if I'm changing a task in one place, okay, let's say I do this, then the other place would see it immediately, right? So let's check this one. Then you can see that everything is real time, as you would expect from Meteor. That's in a nutshell.
Okay, so you created this tool 10 years ago, you mentioned, right? We are in 2025 right now, so in 2015, you were like, okay, I need a better tool than the ones available on the market, and I want to create like this project. Or how did the project came to your mind, and why did you choose Meteor for it at the time?
it started differently. So I got to know Meteor, the platform, around 2013, 14, around 2013. And when I've seen the initial demos of it, it really looked miraculous to me. Okay, the things that you do. It happened to me before that I've seen platforms that I was like, okay, this is what I want to specialize in. That's the future. Okay, the one time that it happened before, it was with Ruby on Rails. When you seen the initial demos of Ruby on Rails, that was a groundbreaking at the time. It really created something different. And with Meteor, I felt the same. And I written some stuff for myself. When I've seen Meteor, I was already like around 6 years in the industry of software web development. So I've been around, and I played with it first for myself, and I developed some tiny games with it, things like that. I wanted to get more involved, and I became a Meteor captain in one of the Meteor meetups in Hong Kong, which I recently moved to. Became involved with the community. I can tell you that back then, maybe I'll say a bit more about it. I did it together with a friend of mine called Chris Hitchcock, was the founder of Tap Events, was a Hong Kong company that did iPads for events. And what it offered during an event, if you have like a poll that you want to do, then it was based on Meteor, and you would see real time the results of the polls. The kind of companies that would use it would be financial institutions and so on. It demonstrated it in one of the meetups, and you could hear the people in the crowd saying like, wow, see the live results of the polls and stuff. Back in 2014, I would say, it was not yet obvious in the web world, in the browsers world, that things are happening without refresh. And it was very impressive, even for people that are not developers. Okay, so this was the time, and I started a company called Meteor Spark that specialized in Meteor. Okay, and Tap Events commissioned it. We developed TAP 18N, the internationalization package for Meteor. It became, for a while, and I think still till this day, it's the de facto standard for translating Meteor applications to other languages. It became very popular on GitHub, I think more than 300 stars. On Atmosphere, it showed for a while hundreds of thousands of downloads. I'm not sure how Atmosphere is counting, but it was massive. The most deep point in time that it really took off was when Sasha Griff, the developer of Telescope, which doesn't exist anymore. It was a website where news about Meteor been published. He said that he's looking to ITN the website. And I thought to myself, this is the opportunity, okay? I messaged him and I told him, look, I will help you to base Telescope on TAP 18N, and in exchange for you choosing that technology, okay? And that's what happened. And so it was open source. The Telescope project was open source. I put the base based on TAP 18N. He wrote a blog post about it and how he was impressed by it. And that was the point that another solution that was around before me started to lose its shine, okay? There was one more thing that happened. That's where luck plays out. Again, it's not really there's no business involved in TAP 18N. It's just an open source project. So, but the next thing that happened is that Atmosphere had a bug. Okay. And because of this bug, all of the packages on Atmosphere, to whoever don't know, watching this podcast, is the equivalent of NPM for Meteor. Okay, for whatever reason, all the counting on Atmosphere for all the package, all the downloads became zero. It got reseated for some reason. And that was awesome, because usually when people choose which package to pick for a solution for something, they would choose the one with the most download, because it's the best proxy for what is the best solution, right? And everything came back to zero. We just had Sasha saying that this is the best thing ever for ITN. This is the de facto standard. Like, he literally wrote that in the post. That's it. From that moment on, it was, I think, the only solution that people used. In JustDo, We're currently using it. We're translated to 60 languages, and TAP 89 is the engine behind it. So I can show it quickly, and that I think is quite interesting because there are some stuff that no one else is doing in the world of project management. So if I'll share my screen again, we are doing two things that are uncommon. One is the fact that we're translated to so many languages, and the full list is available here.
Wow.
Okay. Your language is Portuguese, Brazil, right?
Yes, let me see.
Right. So here, that's it. So I can even start a new JustDo just to demonstrate it. Okay. All right. So that's the AI, of course, knowing to do the stuff in the language that we chose. Right?
Yeah, looking
And
good.
let's stop it. I just want to show the interface with it. So once it's done, what you see in front of you is the interface fully in your language, right? It's not like it's really everything translated. And we're translated to languages that many don't support in particular, and that's if anyone watching this want to help us with is Arabic. And the special thing about Arabic is that it's right to left language.
Okay.
And we are one of the only few, I don't say, I'm not aware of anyone else, of a true right to left solution for project management. As you could see, the entire interface shifted to the right. So this is a real right to left solution, and we're the only one that's doing it. That actually can lead to why we chose to source available JustDo, but I can get back to that in a moment. I'll just complete the how we started JustDo. So I started Meteor Spark, got all kind of clients. One of them was Amit Livnat, the co-founder of JustDo, and he looked for a solution. He actually didn't look for a solution. He looked for someone to help him build something that was built internally in another company that he co-founded that was very successful, and he thought that the project management and processes that been developed for this company were instrumental for the success of that company, and he looked to commercialize that solution. At first it was like a client and vendor relationship, and very quickly I understood that I believe in the cause, I believe in what JustDo is bringing to the world, and I decided to join as a co-founder. So the original idea and the testing of it, in a way, because it was tested for real in his company even before, I just written it from the ground up again. So that came from him. So, and that was around 2015, and he knew about me because of the meetups work. So to all of you out there that thinking whether it's worth it to contribute to the community, absolutely yes. Manage meetups, do open source work. It reflects on your capabilities. It brings you, it shine on you, and it brings you attention. And it's, it's like it's very easy to know that you know what you're doing once you do this kind of stuff. So you don't need to prove anything. That's the story. And once once we entered the partnership, I stopped taking work for Meteor Spark, and JustDo became the only thing that I'm doing. That's for a while now. The website of meteorspark.com still exists, but it's been used only for the purpose of justdo.com. I'm not taking other clients anymore for a long while.
And this first version of JustDo was already built on with Meteor, or there was another tech? Yes.
From the very early releases, yes. I could try finding some old screenshots. It would be very ugly compared to what we have today, but it's interesting to see how things develop. Today we have in-house designers and more developers and so on. So, but the initial versions been designed by me, so you can just expect the developers are not designers as much as we want to be. We're not designers. The lead designer right now in the team is called Igor, and he's doing a fantastic job in terms of design.
And at the beginning, what kind of customers did you guys have? What kinds of did you have like a specific kind of customer that you were looking for, or was it a tool that you were like trying the market, see who is using it, who is the best fit?
It's answering a bigger question. Your question is great because it's really fits into why we sourced available JustDo. The problem of project management software is that no tool is really fits to everyone. Okay, every business is unique, every business has specific processes, and the existing business to consumers or even business to business solutions that are out there, really what they try to do is to fit specific workflow to everyone or specific tool to everyone. It doesn't work. And the kind of clients that we served from the very early on were enterprise businesses that has very unique workflows that they needed implemented. And with the power of Meteor, and because the system is so modular, we were able to get the specifications for their specific flows, integrated into the existing interface of JustDo, because it's very modular. I can present it in a moment. So in JustDo, we have the task pane, this area, and we have the task pane over here. Let me switch it back to English just so it will be more comprehensive.
Yes, please.
I want to show some extensions just so I'll have it. So you can imagine that if something want to integrate to be a task specific, right? Then this area is relevant to the task. We have the built-in stuff that we have here is chatting, the ability to receive emails, files, everything you would expect to do that is task-centric stuff, okay? But there are things that are project level, like Kanban or dependencies or the situation of the project. I can bring a dashboard, just to show some dashboards around it. Okay, at the moment I don't have projects, so let me add some projects. So let's say that this is another project. Okay, and set this to done, just so we'll have something here. Okay, now, let me add some more stuff to show the kind of capabilities we can take that tool to. So if a company has processes that we need to integrate to JustDo, the system is very modular. We could add buttons here very easily. Think about it like plugins to WordPress. We could add more tabs to the project pane for things that are project wide information, like if they need their own KPIs here or want to build their own dashboard for the project or even bring information from other sources and present it here. If they want to add more tabs to the tasks and so on, all of these things are very easy to add. Okay, so once we get the spec, the usual time that we're making it into reality is within days. That's the kind of thing that made us win projects in big enterprise clients from the very first beginning of JustDo. Another thing that is very unique about us is the fact that we're able to deploy on premises. And the more the internet become a more hostile environment, companies, especially in the chips industry, the semiconductors, finance industries, those industries will never use tools that are on the cloud. They don't trust simply anyone. I think that many times the regulators won't let them use that. They won't be able to really, there will be no way that they can do it. And that's another thing that JustDo can do. We are able to deploy on premises. And that's immediately like removing most of our competition. Once you think about project management software, once you say I want it on-prem, under my management, most of the competition is gone. And these two things, the ability to customize the tools very rapidly and the ability to be on premises, that's what allows us to win especially the enterprises, because once you're dealing with the very tiny teams, sometimes they can really do with off-the-shelf solutions. But once you receive some very advanced needs, then you need more tailored solution. And on that, here I can already say that this is the reason why we sourced available JustDo. The original idea to source available was a company. I can't say who, but I can say that it's one of the big four for accounting. Okay, so one of those four. I can't say who they were, and they looked for a solution, and they told us, "Look, you're not as big as Microsoft. What if one day you'll turn off the light?" Okay. what would we do? We get stuck with this technology. And we said, all right, what if we made the code available in a way that even if we're not there, you could keep going by yourself, okay? And that is their mind, okay? And that's we say, okay, that can work. And the process began then, but the process fits very well into a pivot in our business model. We know that JustDo can win clients, okay? But we want others to be able to distribute it. And with the source available, we're able to allow anyone to distribute JustDo and basically sell it forward. And the way that we're doing it is called distributors on our, I'm not presenting right now, but in the homepage of JustDo, we have over here, we have the become a distributor. And here we present what it means to be a distributor for JustDo. Anyone can be. We just charge a flat price that starts from $5 per user per month, and the distributor can basically sell it for any sum, because the usual market rate for this kind of solutions for enterprise users, once you're really providing them the full customization and support and so on, is around $20 and up. Okay, and for hedge funds and so on, if you're really providing some specialized solution, it can go as high as $50 or $70 per user per month. Software developer, a software house, a freelancer knows of a need. They can tailor the solution on top of JustDo very rapidly, like a presented, and ship it forward and make the recurring revenue. We're not giving commission like one time for affiliates or something like this. Going forward, as long as the project continue, you make the money. You're the face, you're the front, and we even provide white labeling and so on. On that, I can say that's something that I can demonstrate very quickly. That yesterday, me and Gab supposed to have this meeting 2 days ago, and we weren't ready. I weren't ready, so I'm very lucky that it got postponed, not because of me, but it got postponed. And yesterday, we officially completed the Dockerization of the source available version of JustDo, and I can demonstrate how easy it is. So all right, so if we let's go to the homepage of JustDo, so here is the GitHub page. In the homepage, you can see from here, get access to the source code of JustDo. Please give us a star. If you watch this video, it means a lot to us, and it's to demonstrate our credibility when we have enough stars. We have no more chance to compete with Meteor on the amount of stars that you're having, right? I think it's in the tens of thousands, right? So we got a long way to go.
Yeah, but it's been there for a while, right? So
yeah, and you did some really good campaigns, so it shows. All right, so here if you scroll a little bit, you will see this line, okay? And this line is all you need in order to start JustDo for development purposes, okay? I'll show you how quickly it's doing it. That's what it took, okay? That few seconds. And if I'll do now the Docker PS, okay, so on port 3150, so we can do it, localhost 3150, you will have, it will take a few seconds, okay, for the initial loading of JustDo, so it needs a bit of patience. Once it is loading, I will just say that you will also find here the link to the Docker hub of JustDo, and all right, now it's ready. So this is running on my local environment. Okay, right now I'm on localhost. Technically speaking, I could disconnect the internet and everything would work. The data is 100% stored on my computer. Nothing is shared on the cloud or we JustDo. So let's register. I might have an account already. No, okay. So let's do it. All right. And this is it, your own local JustDo. In the Docker Hub, in the Docker Hub page, then in the Docker Hub page and in the GitHub page, you will find the advanced features, how to customize the Docker build for specific needs. And that's all you need in order to get started now. I could already start working with it.
it was pretty quick. Like it took less than 5 minutes for you to do that. Like it's like
seconds, right? All you need is Docker, of course, and it's running right now on Mac and Linux, of course. I'm not sure about Windows. I must say, I just didn't try. Okay, I just don't know, but I believe it should, because if Docker is supported on Windows, and I think it is, then there is no reason why it wouldn't.
If you are enjoying this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and enable your notifications. And if you have an interesting use case of Meteor in your company or in a specific project that you have built, get in touch with me and let's record a video like this one. Now let's go back to the conversation. What made you guys grow, from what you're telling me, is making custom JustDo versions for specific customers. And I would imagine that having Meteor as your main tech behind JustDo gave you guys the ability to quickly iterate and test stuff to build these features for customers, right?
Yes, yes, and I want to even say further that with the AI revolution, the abilities to come up with this kind of new features and new prototypes, and it became it's almost like a superpower. So I think that, you know, it's a Meteor podcast, so it would sound as if I'm really trying to flatter you, but what Meteor managed to do for the speed in which you can develop features and application, it's I don't know why more people should give it a try, I'll put it that way. And you got now a massive code base of JustDo to really see how really big projects can be based on Meteor. We have probably hundreds of thousands of lines of codes being sourced available, and maybe more than a million. I don't know. I mean, we have more than 100 packages involved in this project. So, yeah. And I just want to say one more thing that I forgot about as I said, I'm looking for distributors, and I talked about these other languages. So we're actively looking for people to distribute it to the Arabic world that doesn't have a real solution for project management. So if someone is watching this video and want to distribute it, it's an untapped market of 1 billion people. And we are fully ready for it in terms of translation and right to left. And we're looking forward to work with someone that will help us in the UAE or Saudi Arabia or all the other countries that really need solutions. So, and any other language as well. No other tool is translated to Cambodian. Okay, we're translated to Cambodian, and all kind of even languages that are not translated right now. If someone has a market and has, you know, a very obscure tribe somewhere that they want to use their own language, as long as it's Unicode, we can do it. Okay, even ancient Egyptian, just give it, just let us.
Okay, so if you're watching this and are interested in distributing JustDo in your country, the contact details for Daniel are here in the description of the video. And Daniel, what would you say that were your biggest challenges from a tech perspective to grow as a company on JustDo?
For technological challenges, I would have to think, you know, because I don't recall any obstacle. Oh, wait, I don't know, actually. If you give me a moment, I will come up with some, okay? I'll get back to the technological stuff because I have very interesting stuff there to share. Now that I thought about it for more than a second, the business-wise, as always with business, sadly, and we know it from Zero to One and all the other books for entrepreneurs, if you build it, they won't come. The fact that you have an amazing product doesn't mean that clients will knock on your door. It doesn't work this way. You have to let the world know that you exist. We've been lucky to have in the team people that are good in marketing and sales, but for business to business, for enterprises, which is a good place to be, of course, right? But to put the word out there and to really grow exponentially, that's the pivot that we're currently taking, and that's the ability for anyone to distribute JustDo. In a way, that's still a challenge. That's something we eventually want to be synonymous to what WordPress is to the world of blogging. We want that someone is thinking about building something, they would think, oh, let's base it on JustDo. Okay, and it's possible. The technology and everything is ready for it. This is the challenge. Okay, we're stepping in that direction. As for the technological challenges, the thing that we try to achieve we JustDo is we really want that very big projects will not need to break apart to multiple boards, that people will be able to get the full picture of a project from one board. That in big projects means that there can be more than 100,000 tasks, one board. And in order to solve that, one of the things that we had to do, all kinds of optimizations to the way that tasks are loaded from the server. Okay, yeah, here I will go to some really minute details of how we fixed it, but in a very brief explanation, I would say that we extended the DDP protocol, the protocol that Meteor is using for its reactivity. And what we did there was to basically allow a new type of command called init payload. And the init payload, if you have, say, 200,000 tasks that can be, let's say, several of megabytes, can send it in the init payload instead of one task at a time, which is the typical DDP way of doing it. That's already sped up things. But then we offloaded that init payload to the HTTP. That's allowed it to be cached, because HTTP can be cached unlike WebSockets. And with that two things combined, we can demonstrate JustDo with more than 200,000 tasks loading within seconds. Okay, and that's a challenge. Okay, but this is, I must say, a technological challenge. Meteor didn't stand in our way in a way that we felt stuck and that we're in a situation that we don't have solution for, right? I mean, I think that the extending the DDP or things in that nature are just part of the course of developing things that requires optimization. But it's not challenge like, I would say, if we were in Ruby on Rails, how to make Ruby on Rails reactive. Okay, that would be a challenge. Right? That's we didn't have to face something like this. Actually, if I do need to say about one challenge that we're currently facing is to the transition to Meteor 3. Okay, but we're working on it. We're working on it, and the AI is God sent. I mean, what we're capable of doing today wouldn't be possible 2 years ago. In terms of the speed of development and quality of results, it's science fiction. I would never believe that we'll be in such a world. Okay, but for example, I just want to give an idea. Part of what's necessary for Meteor 3 is updates of all kind of API calls, for example, to Mongo and so on. With the agents that are currently existing, it's not even something that would just write the prompt very well of what is the transitions that need to happen. The agent will even write the test and test the work that they themselves did and ensure that it keep working well. Okay, so Meteor 3, when it came out 2 years ago already, or one
Meteor 3? No, it was last year, July
last
2024. Yeah.
Yeah, but initial releases, the RCs started before.
Oh, yeah. The RCs before, yeah.
It looked like a massive undertaking, like something that it's so big that was hard to justify. But now with AI, we think we will be able to handle it. So it's great. And on that, thank you, a great thank you to the Meteor team that you're still around and you keep supporting this platform. The Meteor 3 with the transition to Node 20, or you're already on 22? Which one is it now?
22 right now.
22.
Yeah.
You're in the cutting edge of technology. And with Mongo 8, I mean, the future of Meteor is very bright. It didn't look this way before Meteor 3. It was like almost scary to see what's next, but you managed to do something amazing for the community, and it's great to see.
Great to hear that. And what was the impact on JustDo since you open sourced it? Like, what happened? What was the impact?
It wasn't so long ago, so I cannot say it, okay? And this kind of conversation, it's probably what is going to bring the attention to to JustDo the source code, right? So it's too early to say. But my hope is that it will bring distributors, okay? That's what eventually would mean success for JustDo in this undertaking. Regardless, I truly believe in, and on that, it needs to be stated, it's not open source, it's source available. Many companies now take in this direction, MongoDB, for example, Redis, and so on. It's simply because once an open source project become prominent enough, it simply getting stolen by the cloud services, by the cloud provider. I don't want to name names, okay? And it brought all the industry to the conclusion that they cannot have a viable business model while being really open source. So, but the source code of JustDo is fully available, okay? And for the purpose of transparency, and for the purpose of being able to modify it. And even if you want to use it only for yourself, like within your local host, it's technically free, okay? Like even for 15 users in localhost, we don't really charge for it. Our target is anyway not the tiny companies. We're looking for bigger companies than that. So it's even free. And by the way, it's not different than MongoDB or Redis that for non-enterprise users, they usually use it for free.
Okay, and what are the plans for the future? I imagine finish the Meteor 3 migration, getting distributors, and what else?
It's mostly about that. We are very careful to listen to the community and what we're being asked for. I can give one example. And if you just saw the demo that I've shown on Docker, you might have noticed that there was no AI on it. So that's something that would been already raised by someone on Reddit. And what we're going to deploy very soon is a fallback that, because on your development environment, you don't have the API keys to OpenAI or whatever, we're going to fall back into JustDo.com APIs if you don't have such keys. So the AI will work even in local deployments, as long as they have internet access. Otherwise, you'll need to use some local models or something else, but at least out of the box, it will work. So these kind of developments are developments that we believe that will improve the ability of people to use JustDo, and in particular distributors to distribute JustDo. Okay, that's the kind of stuff that we're putting our efforts on. For bigger stuff on our milestone, it's a bit hard to say because the product as it is right now is very ready. Like just around less than a month ago, we introduced direct messaging on top of JustDo. So it's very hard for me to think about features that we don't have, right? So I cannot give like a big feature that's on our milestone. We're listening and we're doing.
Is there anything that you would like to say for the community, for people that are watching us right now that I didn't ask you?
That the choice of Meteor that I made 10 years ago is a choice that I'm not regretting. I've seen few, I don't know if it was on Reddit or on forums.meteor.com, but I think it was on the Reddit page of Meteor. Someone said, Meteor built my career. Okay, it wasn't my post, someone else posted it. I feel very similar. I think that Meteor was an enabler that really elevated my career as a web developer and allowed me to execute stuff that are very impressive. I would even say further that I don't think that people might think I'm wrong, but I don't think that any other platform is a real competition to the full package that Meteor provides. In terms of development life cycle. In that sense, in 2025, I still think it's a good choice, okay? And especially now with Meteor 3, because the road is paved for Meteor to exist for many, many years. You can never see that far into the future of technology, but at least the next 5 years or more, I don't see any obstacle in terms of technology that would stand in the way of Meteor. So I encourage people to choose Meteor, but the people that watching this likely already chose Meteor. So I encourage people to be involved in the community, do meetups. If you do some digital nomadings, find the local communities and do meetups about Meteor, present what you're doing, and for the Meteor team, keep up the good work. You're doing really good.
I'd like to thank Daniel one more time for this conversation. His contact information is here below in the description of this video. And also, I'd like to say that I'm very happy and proud to see a product that has 10 years that was built with Meteor from the beginning. And nowadays, one of the founders is here saying that it was the best choice that they did. We know that choosing technology might be complicated depending on where you are. And sometimes you might regret the decision. But yeah, Daniel says that Meteor was the right choice since day one, and that they want to keep using it forever. So yeah, I think I can speak in name of the Meteor team. We're proud of that. Thank you very much for sharing this story with us. And I hope this inspires other people and other developers to give Meteor a try, because it's faster, more robust, and modern than ever. And if you watched until the end, I'm going to share with you a secret word for you to comment here, and I'll know that you watched until the end. And the secret word is Cambodia, the country where Daniel is in right now. One more time, thank you very much, and I'll see you soon. Bye.